You were the first undisputed champion for full belt era. But when Devin became
no, I was the first full belt era. Correct. So
listen, but when
so
Devin,
we gotta no. I started the first full belt era. Why you think Oscar De La Hoya, my partner, came up to my weight division to fight me for the WBO only belt that I didn't have after the tournament, to make history of being the only fighter that win a full belt era at that time, correct? I started a lot of stuff. But the haters would never, as I tell my guy Elliot Setback, they would never mention that. I didn't even mention it. But a person that understands not just boxing, but understand history, and that's why I'm talking about it. So when they say the full belt era, you're looking at somebody that started it, just like Roosevelt Park started. You could sit in the front, not in the back no more. Black folks, or brown and black folks.
Speaking of undisputed, we have obviously we might.
Somebody has to start it, right? That's the philosophy or the story. Somebody has to be daring. Somebody has to have guts, and everybody don't have that. You're not a bad person. You just ain't a risk taker. You rather sit back and watch and see if you get killed, and then, oh, I was with you. We know that game, but that's not saying you're a bad person. That you're not a challenging person.
when Devin became undisputed, you said you can have all the belts, but that don't mean they will fit your pants. What do you mean by that?
You can have all the belts, that don't mean it'll fit your pants, means that you still don't have the star power. You still don't have the draw of a sellout arena of 20 plus thousands. We live in an era that if it's less butts in the seats and you got 10 belts, then you're a beltless champion with belts, but they won't fit your pants. When you have both, you become something different and extraordinary than anybody else in the boxing at that time, at that era, in any weight class. It's about economics. And when you can put 20 plus thousand or more in an arena, that's a star in today's world. Well, Bernard, he got 3 or 4 belts. And they said I wasn't a star when I beat Tito and I had all the belts. What did that tell you?
Bernard, you mentioned something yesterday during the press
I didn't get
conference.
mad. I wanted them to keep paying me the checks, though.
You mentioned something in the press conference is in order to be a bona fide boxing star, you've got to fight in New York City. Whoever wins, will they become a bona fide boxing star regardless of belts?
Yes.
Why is that?
One is a star already.
Yes.
Because of the numbers. And again, this is something unusual when you get questions like that. Great question, first of all. The answer that I can answer it, others can answer the way they want to answer it. What do a star mean now and today in boxing? What numbers you bring in? What you accomplish in boxing also carries some weight. The belts come last. The belts are the show of it. That's the rewards you get of being a champion. It's a trophy, a representation of that body, sanctioning body. That, matter of fact, is 3% of gross purse. So they're not giving it to you. You had to get 3% of gross purse when you defend your title. You didn't know that, and you're a reporter?
No, I'm just saying.
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't know that, but I'm talking about like.
But why you look at me like you was surprised? Like,
No, I didn't
really?
know it was that high. I didn't know it was that high percentage.
So you didn't know?
I knew it, but I knew they got a percent, but I knew it was that high.
What percentage you thought?
I just think it was that high percent. That's a lot.
If you was here getting interrogated, you were getting 20 to 40 years.
That's why you gotta have lawyer money, good lawyer money.
Can you give us an update on the possible Canelo Munguia fight for coming in?
Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is the fight that we need to continue to understand the greatness of this fight and not cheapen it or downplay it by talking about anything else that come after that. Because I think the respect has to be this way, and I used to be angry when I had fights coming up, especially my big fights, where we talking about stuff months down the road, where we looking at a significant fight, not just a fight now. I don't want to talk about anybody else. I'm not going to even mention their name. Who I do want to talk about is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, which this fight was made, then not made, rumors, and then we are here. I don't want to talk about Bill Haney. I don't want to talk about what's up with me, him. That's a distraction. The distraction will not take place with me because I'll be just as bad as the people that I'm saying. Let's get these young men, not kids, the respect that they took this fight in this time, in this era, and dare to be great by doing it. It ain't about me, it ain't about Oscar, it ain't about nobody else. They need to get the respect, and I'm gonna say it on the podium within 5 minutes or less. Because it's clear that we must do that. Whether y'all follow the lead that I'm suggesting y'all do, that's your prerogative. But I'm telling you what I'm doing. I ain't talking about any other distractions, because that's all it is.
Bernard, Ryan looked a little vulnerable in his last fight at times against Oscar Duarte. I'm curious to know, what was your assessment of his performance and what he needs to improve moving forward?
I seen some rust in Ryan's last fight, but we all expected that. But I also expect him to win, and he did. But he cannot do the things that he did his last fight with Devin Haney. And I believe that tune-up, warm-up, was perfect to step into this type of fight that he needs to be motivated. Any other fight, like the last one, or less talented, it would be disaster, because I don't think he'll be really super focused. If we looking at, as you say, in so many cases, some would say, not you, that he's not focused now, what do you think will happen when he's got to fight somebody that you know he can beat?
How much weight do you put on? Okay.
Ready to put that work in. Already.
Going to be on the undercard, Arnold?
You better continue to watch.
Who are you fighting?
Continue to watch. Continue to watch, because he's watching and experiencing what he realized, and he know that he's gonna have to deal with also the peer pressure of having the lights on him, the peer pressure of having the media cameras in his face, the peer pressure of all the things that come to play before you go in the ring and display your talent. This is with young fighters, especially with Golden Boy, that we are letting them understand they need front row seats to other activities that goes on, to be able to handle it mentally, spiritually, and collectively. They must see how this thing go from outside the ring to in the ring, and then when they do get there, they be able to handle it and not be persuaded by the whispers of those who really don't mean right by them. And that's what Ryan had to realize once he realized that Mayweather won his friend, and that's why he back home.
Sir.
Respect.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Arnold Juice up there, but obviously you have the little,